はい、お待たせいたしました。次のゲームは、マナモン2、ジ・エターナル・レクイエムとなっております。こちら解説の方いらしております。ピンクバジャマさんです。よろしくお願いいたします。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
はい、早速ですけど、ゲームの内容とか、もろもろご説明の方お願いしてもよろしいでしょうか。
そうですね、このマナモンというゲーム、調べて以前では、このゲームの RTA が存在していると初めて聞きました。このゲームは、ポケモンに、真似しているゲームですけど、このゲームの画像は一切ありません。文字向けゲームで作られて、文字に作られ、文字向けに作られていたゲームです。証券プレイでも、動画が真っ黒な画像でした。
全部文字だけと。
そうですね、
あ、
音声と、テクストスピーチの、文字ですね。えこのゲーム自体が結構わかりやすいです。ポケモンと法的に区別されています。そんなに、ポケモンと、えー近いものです。ポケモンについて知っていることは、ほとんどすべてここで適用されることになります。マナモンのトレーナーになってマナモンを捕まえて他のトレーナーと戦ってすべての、スタジアムを挑戦してマナモンスター、マナモンスターじゃなくてマナモンマスターになるのです。最初に研究者に教わり、トレーナーになるためのレッスンスとマナペディアを渡されます。このゲームの研究者の名前は、ライザ。彼女は、マナモンについて魔法の力を持った動物で可愛いものから、凶暴なものまでいると話してくれます。このゲームでの、移動の仕方は、音色の効果音、効果音で成り立っています。壁に近づくと風のような音が鳴って、その方向によって音の高さが異なります。NPC が近くにいるときは、ピッピッピッピッと、寛大、甲高い音が鳴ります。家が近くにあるときは、コンコンコンコンとドアのノック音も鳴ります。この他にも、エリアやオブジェクトに応じたサウンドもあります。最初、この最初に、3匹のマナモンから、1匹を選び、それぞれに長い 記述文があります。その3種類は植物、炎、水です。植物タイプは、グレコといい、ヤモリの背中に葉っぱがついたような姿をしています。炎タイプはレイラクといい、オレンジ色のカエルで下が炎の形になっています。けど、水タイプはケドルといい、この記述文は特に面白いから、その記述全部を、和訳しました。さすが盲人さんな感じなんです。ケドルは、小ヤギです。短い角は、青色で、その先には泡があります。短い尻尾の先にも泡がありますが、角の泡より大きいです。瞳は切れ長で光っているように見える。背中とお腹に長い毛が植えていて、つるつるとした鱗状の体を隠している。小さな直角花瓶の実を持っており、空気や水の非常に小さな音を聞き分けることができます。ヒルの長い鱗状の体はひどいだが、ひどいというか、醜いだが、長い毛のおかげで見られることはない。これは、求愛のための重要であると考えられている。分離していた大きな胃袋で大量の水を蓄え、敵に攻撃することができる。水中では呼吸ができないが、少量の水を酸素に変えることで、10分間快適に水中にいることができ、さらに 10分間非常に苦しい浸水活動をすることができる。そうですね。
ちょっと調べたんですけど、音だけなんですか、これ。
そうです、音だけです。
本当に音だけなんですね。なんか
このキブドル、本当みたいです。
なんか動画を調べるとみんな目隠しプレイとか言ってるんですけど、そもそも画面に何も出ないので音だけでクリアできるという
できるというか、その方に向いています。
ああ。
その説明文がさすが盲人さんな感じですね。
これ司会だけだったら多分実況すごく困っただろうなって
そう
思いますね。
ですね。
いやー、来ていただいて助かります、本当に。
はい。だからこそ、ここに、解説したくて、楽しんで、見るというか、体験します。 体験にしよう。
Yep, I am back because we are ready. So get ready for a run. You
ちょうどよかった。もうそろそろ始まりそうです。
あ、そうですか。
Requiem by caturria. Take it away, caturria. And everybody, remember to have.
あ、来ました来ました。
It'd be best if you put on some stereo headphones. Can someone show me where?
あ、これ見ての通りですね。ゲームの画面が映ってない。
Oh, I just want to know where the puppet is.
ちゃんとステレオ
Behind.
のヘッドフォン
We can see him.
切って入ってください。
You can see him.
Okay, am I on?
You are.
Hello and welcome to a journey into a world of gaming that you will probably never have heard before or seen before. There certainly is nothing to see on your screen. A world that you probably didn't know existed, and a world that probably shouldn't exist because game developers of AAA games in 2022 could certainly be doing.
このゲームに限り皆さん目隠しでね、リストリーム視聴いただいても状況が理解できるということになります。
Monster collecting RPG that's been developed by a blind developer for the blind community that's heavily inspired by Pokemon. And I think you're going to find it very interesting. Before I get into the run, and it's only going to be up to the first stadium leader, which is the equivalent of a gym leader, I'm going to take a quick browse through the learn game sounds menu so that you know what some of the sound effects are, because it's going to go very fast.
はじめに
But first,
ゲームサウン
greetings
ド
from
の
Canada.
え
If any of
No
my fellow
tutorial.
Canadian viewers
No
in the
tutorial.
audience, don't spoil it if you know me, can identify my commentator here.
どうしましょうかね。本家の音ちょっと大きめにした方がいいですかね、これ。
Beaming the words into my head as we speak. If you can correctly identify him, the first donation comment to do that, I will match up to $100. So it's a very good cause. If you know who this guy is, say his name in a donation comment, up to 100, I'll match it.
その
Recognize him. If you're a kid from the 80s or the 90s,
そのぬいぐるみの
say his name. It's
が
worth it.
その名前
Without further ado,
が
let's
分か
go
れ
to the
ば
game and start talking. We're going to go to
ド
learn
ネ
game
ートで
sounds. Actually,
Learn game sounds. This menu allows you to listen to a small selection of common sounds used in the game. You can interact with those objects on the map to find out what they are.
分かれば
There's a wall ahead of you.
that means there's a wall ahead of me,
There's a wall to your left.
wall to my left,
There's a
そう
wall
で
to
す
your
ね
right.
この
wall
音
to my right,
There's a wall behind you.
wall behind me,
北
Person.
西
NPC,
Bed.
南
bed,
Door.
東
door,
Gate.
その
gate,
風の音が
Between areas.
connection between areas, a loading zone basically.
You bump into a
そ
wall.
こに壁が近づ
You
いて
bump
い
into
ま
a
す
building.
Bonk into a building,
You bump into an object.
bonk into NPCs or other objects, items.
You bump into an object made of stone.
We won't hear that one.
You hit an enemy with an attack.
Normal effective,
You hit an enemy with an attack with a type advantage.
super effective,
You hit an enemy with an attack
攻
with a type
撃
disadvantage.
と
not very effective.
There's a wall ahead of you.
有効
And
攻
that's
撃
the
と
complete
有
list.
効では
I
ない
will
攻
other
撃
sounds that weren't included. I will try to remember.
Load game. New game. Options.
We're gonna
Options.
change the settings just a little bit for the run
Success.
5
Allow animals to play attack sound effects. Currently on.
and turn the battle animations off.
File menu. New game.
Yeah, if somebody wants to count me down from 3, we are going to start the actual time.
All right. And
バトル
3,
アニメーションがオフにされていますけ
All right, new
ど
game.
さ
This first scene we'll listen to. It's not
My game
skippable.
realized.
はい。
First is
グッドラックですね。
I just need more
ゲ
power.
ーム
Play smiles upon me, or perhaps I
うん
accomplished it.
勉強じゃなくてグッドラッ
何が
The fact that it finally completed is finally
クでもいい
何が起こってるのか。
We're now we're able to move, but there's no
これ
reason
は初め
to. There's a
て
4-second
のカット
timer
シ
and
ー
then
ンで
more
す
scenes.
はいはいは
The
い
mail voice echoes throughout the area.
And this we can skip. If we meet Last Resort Protocol, what you just heard,
初め
I'm sure was
に
very confusing, will make a lot
イ
more
ライザ
sense.
先生
I am mashing Control
マナモンの
S to
先
skip
生
this
で
rest
す
of
ね
this prologue. We're now
の
into a
修
scene
行に
where
つい
we're
て
getting a homework
話して
lesson from the professor, whose name is Alaza, and she's going to have us borrow a Manamon.
保
That's
険の
our
旅
mother
に
calling to say it's
出
time to
られ
come
る
home.
よう
She's
に
gonna
なるこ
Alaza is
と
gonna let us borrow a Manamon
を
under the strict conditions that we don't fight
話
with
し
it
続
for
け
2
ま
weeks.
す。こ
Just
の
use it for learning, and we're gonna pick a
Alaza
water type
から
starter
一
who is
匹
called Caduddle in his first form. And we did name the character SS because we're mashing Control S to get through the tech, the cutscenes. And then when it says type your character name, you're
本当に
already on
水
S, so you just type SS.
水のスターターら
So
しい。
we've taken the starter. We're going to run into our friend Chriselle, who's a daredevil, who wants to go to this place called the Cave of
そ
Faith.
し
And now
て、
moving
クリ
right
セルの、
and up. It's not a place we're supposed to go, but she's a
小さな
daredevil.
女の
We
子
don't want to fight
と
with our
話
Manamon
し
because
て
we're breaking the
その
rules,
子
but she's
が
convinced us that we'd be a rotten egg if we don't go with her. So we're going up to the north end of town into the
マナモン
Cave
が
of
いる
Faith.
から運命の洞窟に
awed by
行
this
こうと
and amazed by
説
what
得
she's seen, but that's a
される
Manamon.
マナ
That's
モン
trouble.
は
If it
まだ
attacks us,
幼い
we
の
have
で
to break the
一緒に
rules
戦って
and
はいけ
fight
ない
with
の
the
です
starter
が
we've just been
このクリゼルはしつこくて
So
仕
we're
方
beating
な
up
く
on the level 3
行き
Pixar.
ます野生のマナモン
Pixar
と
with our
の
level 5
戦闘は
Caduddle.
1回だけで
Caduddle is water
あ、もう
type.
すでに終わりました
Pixar is shadow type. We won.
戦闘チュートリアルで
Chriselle's
した
basically like, yeah, whatever, I'm bored. Let's go home. But now we're in trouble, and we're going to get scolded by
帰ったら
Mrs.
お
Davidson
母さん
here.
に叱れ
Our
る
friendly
のに
neighborhood Karen
イライザ
who's
先
not
生
satisfied with
にマナ
anybody,
モン
but she's
と仲
especially
良く
peeved that
なったこ
we've
とを
done something
褒め
very
られ
foolish.
てマナモ
So
ン
now we have
を
to
そ
go
のま
home,
ま買って
tail
い
between
い
our
と
legs,
言い
walk
ま
of
す
shame back to the house. And going down, going left, we got inside. Alaza is there, and she's talking to Mom and basically saying, yeah, you broke the rules, but you fought well, so I'll give you your taming license anyway. Just come to see me in the next town.
次の
We're
ラシ
breaking into
ア
Mom's
シテ
room and
ィ
stealing
に
an herb, which is the
エライ
equivalent of a
ザ
potion,
エリ
and a
ザ
rare jewel,
先
which is the
生の事
equivalent
務
of
所
like a nugget
に
in
行く
Pokemon.
と
We're gonna need the money
ト
for
レーナー
the
ラ
herbs,
セン
which are
ス
healing
と
items.
マナペ
We're
ディ
leaving
ア
the
の
house and we're heading to the east
と
exit of
マナ
town
網を7
to
枚
the next
をも
area,
ら
which
え
is
ま
called
す
Alacia Path, which is
そ
basically
の
like a
網
route
を
one.
使っ
It's
て
fun.
マナ
We're
モン
gonna
を
get
捕まえ
2
るアイ
encounters,
テムで
hopefully
す
3 if RNG is not nice to us. And some nice music. We're heading east, now we're heading north, now we're heading east. And we're fighting a doving, which is basically like a Pidgey or a P-Dove. It's air type, not flying. We run from it because we don't need that experience for this. We're heading east again, we're heading north again. Our second counter is a Ruck Room, which is not grass type, I promise you. It is not grass, it is plant type. We're heading north again. It's a straight shot from here to the entrance of town. We do unfortunately get a third encounter that's a Frollup. It's not normal type, that's a guarantee. It is actually standard type. We now get to Alacia City. We're heading to the left side of town into Alaza's research facility, and we're going to talk to her. She's going to ask us if we know about stadiums. We're going to say yes and skip a bunch of text, where she's going to give us a taming license, a Manapedia, which is like a Pokedex, and 7 mana nets, which are like Pokeballs. We're going to leave. We're going to head to the right side of town, to the Manamon marketplace, because we're going to need some supplies for this great adventure we're going on. Basically, we're going to sell that rare jewel that we stole from Mom's room. We're going to pawn that and buy 20 herbs. We don't need that many, but it's faster to just go up one and buy 20 than it is to buy a smaller number. We're heading left, we're heading up to the north end of town, into this random house, and we're going to talk to a random NPC who is amazed that we're a new tamer, gives us a power potion, basically an X attack. Then we encounter a gatekeeper who wants to make sure we have a taming license, which we do, so he allows us out to Sachitas Road, which is the route to the Stadium City. This is the only spinner dodge you're going to watch, so I'm going to be quiet because I do have to get the step count right. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait for him to move away. And go. I failed it. We have to fight this guy.
次
And he's annoying
トレーナーから
because he has Frollup, which
に
is
引っかかり
standard
ました
type.
どうや
Which
ら
means he's using Pounce, which
飛ば
is
せ
basically
る
like tackle, and
で
it
すけ
does
ど
have
飛ば
stats.
せ
So
な
we're
か
gonna
った
have to waste a bunch of turns healing.
次
I
の
was just a
人
little too slow. Let those nerves get the best of
に
me. And
青
just dodge
必要があ
him. He
る
does
人
run back and
は
forth. He got a crit on me.
さなはらに
So
オ
I
グマ
had to
とい
heal
う
twice.
男
I get a crit back on him, and
と
down he
話し
goes.
ます
And we
そ
do
う
get.
オグマ
That
が
does mean we do get to
僕
be a
たち
little
が
bit
立
higher
っている
level
場
than
所は
we actually
干ば
should
つ
be.
のせい
But
で
we're gonna head up to the next
に 精霊に完全
Tamer, which we
に
can't avoid,
上がった
who has
子
Requiem,
が
which,
で
as
あ
I
っ
said, is a
て
plant-type mushroom,
シーズン
who
から
says she
芸
used to
術
come out
的
here and
な
listen to
美
the
しさ
babbling
を
brook,
奪っているという
which
のです。
the land we're in is a place called Kiar,
その
and there's
人
a
が
drought, so the babbling
ア
brook
ーテ
is
ィ
now
スト
just a patch of
と、
dry, sad sand.
マナモン、トレーナー
Doving,
で
this
す。
is
そしてそ
air
の
type, as I said, like a P-dove kind of
その
thing.
マナモンの実力も芸術の的のものみたいですから、
We're going to go
話す
into our
と、
menu,
え
and we're going to set our herb as a quick item, so we don't have to menu every time we want to use an herb. We can just press the number 1 on the keyboard. We're heading up, we're heading right. That's the sound for an item, and it's an encounter down, basically a repel. We're going to use that right now
今
by
撮っ
going
た
to the
カ
menu.
ウント
There's
ダ
the
ウン
spray.
のアイ
We're
テ
going
ム
to
で
head
す。
north and encounter Ogma, who is a very important character. If we meet Last Resort Protocol, I will tell you all about him. Basically, he says, isn't it sad that this babbling brook is now just a sad patch of sand? He's an artist who is bummed because the drought has taken natural beauty, natural art away from this world. We use that power potion because he has a Manamon called
これ
Yagshine,
でもテキ
which
スト
silently gets defense boosts every turn. So we need that extra little boost in order to be able to kill him fast and not have this fight be scary and dangerous when we're only level 6.
戦闘があ
And
り
we
まし
beat
た。
him. He's going to be nice to us and heal up our Manamon. And he's just all sad and he's
マナモ
wants
ン
to see us
の
again.
レベルです。
So we're heading up, we're heading left now, and we're going to fight a lass who is going to send out Squirmunk, which is a holy type Manamon, no equivalent in
また、
Pokemon.
トレーナーと
So
戦
we're
いま
just
す。
gonna mess his Squirmunk up here. Or her Squirmunk, excuse me. And Senti.
でも音聞けば確かに分かりそうな感じの
I promise you, this is not a bug type. This is an insect type. And
そんな感じですね。
it's mostly going to use
戦闘に
just weak attacks. Down it goes. And that's the last fight we're going to get into. No, it's not. Pardon me, I'm lying. There is one more.
次の
We're going to
行
use an
先
herb
は
just
美
in
術
case
館で
if
す
we。need it. This one is an insect collector, not a bug catcher. She has a cocoon, which is like a kakuna, kind of. It's mostly going to use thicken, which is a lot like harden. We have a move now called Flurry Claws, and I can't remember the name of its equivalent in Pokemon, but it gets stronger every time it hits until
そのう
it
る
doesn't.
さい音は、コクーンの、のマナモンの技です。それは、防御アップの技をしています。
That's down. That Kakona. Here's her Cocoon. Here's her last Senta. Down it goes for the count. And we've now cleared the way to Conduin City, which is where the first stadium is.
ですね、
But there is
そ
a
の
mission
硬
we're
く
going to
な
have
る
to
の
embark on before we can do
虫
that.
系
So we're going to head left, then down to go around the stadium that we can't enter. Then we're going to head up on this northwest sort of street, all the way up to the art museum. And our rival's standing in front of it, but he's a lot more important than a regular Pokemon rival. I'm going to heal up, and we're going to talk to him. His name is Byron.
ライバルと
He
戦
thinks
い
we're
ま
real
す。
dumb because we're older than he is, and we're just starting our
その人面白く
Manamon
ない
journey,
から
and he's
そういったこ
he
と
just
は
thinks he's so great, even though he's not a tamer at all, or doesn't want to be.
次
We get a
に
crit,
美
that's going to
術
save us a
館
few seconds here.
に入って美
Four
術館
turns
の
using
チケッ
counts,
ト
and he is down for the
チケッ
count.
トは、
He's going to make us watch him
1000
slowly
ゴ
walk
ル
away
ド
after
の
calling us an
価
idiot.
格でちょっと
He's
手
been
が出
walking
さな
off
い。
there.
しかし、
But
チケット
We get
を
an
買おう
amazing
とす
prize
る
for
と
winning that, and
か
that's an unlocked,
何や
an
ら
unobstructed door to the art museum.
爆
We
発
talked to the
音
receptionist.
がする
Asked us
と
if we
や
want to
ら
buy a ticket for
発煙
1,000
筒
gold,
を
which we do
投
not
げた
have.
泥棒
But
た
we
ち
don't have to
が
pay
美
it anyway,
術
because as
館
soon as we
を
say yes, a smoke
盗む
bomb
に
goes
やって
off.
きました。
Turns out this is Ogma's art museum, And some thieves have broken in
そこ
looking
に
to
オ
steal
グマ
some
さんが
priceless
現れて
art
泥棒
like
を
that puppet
止めよ
over
うと
there
する。
on the chair, my commentator. If
止め
you
よう
can tell me
と
who he is, the first person to do
し
so,
て
I will match your
そして
donation up to
私た
$100.
ちも協力して同行
He
し
is
ま
a
す。
rare piece of priceless art nowadays, and I have him, and I'm proud of it. So
ここ
Ozma's
に
Yagshine is now on our
泥
side,
棒、トレーナ
and he's
3
helping
人
us beat these thieves
を
down.
戦闘してから、この
We're
美
gonna
術
kill
館
off
の
this
ところ
Sansaran, which is gonna get rid of Suffocate, which is one of those moves that prevents you from switching, which doesn't matter because we only have one creature, but it also does damage and wastes time after every turn. So, without further ado, we're just fighting through grunts for the next few minutes. I think you've got the hang of how the battle system sounds, so if Mecha wants to take it away with some messages,
この次の3
feel
分
free.
が、
Thank you,
その
Terry.
泥
I've
棒
got
と
a
戦
few.
う
We've got
ことです。
Sangora with $39.95. This is so awesome, Caturria. It's so cool to see my 3-year labor of love, Manamon 2, as the first audio-only game
ですね、
being
最後の
as
泥
part of a
棒
marathon. Gaming inclusivity is
と、
possible. We have an
だってあれば、
anonymous $15 donation.
自
Thank
分
you for that.
一人と
Code Alpha
しか残っていないことに気づき、
Thank you for this
後ろ
event.
手に何かを抱えなが
Moonlight
ら
Wolf puts up
怪し
$20
ま
saying
れ
this
ないよう
rules
に
video games rules.
い
Good luck on your run,
怪しまら
Caturria.
ないような
I cannot hear you through my headphones, by the way.
Okay.
素振りを見せる。オグ
Accident
マ
puts up
は泥棒を
$100 towards the
揺さぶり背後
the
の
incentive
絵画
says, let's
は
beat the
壁
incentive and
に
extend this amazing
投げ
run.
つけられた。
And Ronan
オ
Raven
グマ
puts
が
up $20 and says, this run is amazing.
芸
Thank
術
you
を
for showing
壊
us
して
Manamon.
はいけない。それは、殺害で
I need
す
to heal.
と
That was
言い
very,
ます。
very bad. I could have died there. So, offers still on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary pals, if you recognize my puppet friend, just you say his name and I will match your donation up to
今ちょっと物騒な言葉が
And as a note, last resort protocol is at 645.20 out of
ポケモンの
$750.
に似てい
You gotta
る
beat
の
that by
に
the end of this run by the
その
first
ストーリ
stadium
ー
that
が
Terry completes.
別に
And to do so,
全
you'll
部
get to
可愛い
hear
可愛い
and experience the last battle of the game.
Yes, there is a caveat to that. I will expand on that when we meet this. I'm sure we're going to meet it. We've got a little short of 10 minutes to go. There's 2 sets of thieves down. We've got 2 rooms, one on the left, one on the right. We're going to take the left one first. We've got some... I made a very foolish wrong turn.
に入って
We got 2 more sets of these thugs to beat down. This one again we want to take out with flurry claws because they've got a lot of Manamon, and that build up of damage is going to be nice as long as it doesn't backfire. RNGesus can just say no here like he just did right there. So that flurry claws strat has failed unfortunately, but it's early enough in the fight that I'm just going to go for it again, and that time it crits, but it does very little damage because it's only the first time using it.
どうやら使っている、ソフトが使っている技が、
And that's
使う
12. We finally have
使うとどんどん
so we can abandon
強く
flurry claws
な
because
る
it abandoned us.
地戦闘で
Right, that's a rough
どんどん
I
強
cannot
く
use
なる
water on that.
技らしい。
We're gonna pounce it to death. Yagshine's still in the game, so she's gonna hopefully give us a hand with that plant type mushroom creature. And we take it out. I could have been killing this instead of Fenable, which is a sound type. Again, no match in Pokemon. Those guys are down for the count. We are going to leave the left room now that we've taken those 2 thieves out. we're now going to go to the right room where two more
これは
await us.
3人目の泥棒さんと、この人が絵画を
So again, this is just another fight. So if there's any more messages, take it away.
抱えています。
Sure, we've got $25 from Miria. No comment, but thank you for the donation.
Thank you.
このゲームは本当にポケモンを真似しているゲームですね。でも、画像一切まだこれは盲人向けのゲームです。
$670.20. We need 750. So get those donations in, and we've got new prizes this block for you. So if you want to,
これカテゴリーがファーストスタジアムなんで、最初の事務戦で終わりとかそういうイメージですよね、これだと。
そうですね、説明
minimum for the NES Classic and 15
忘れ
for
て
Game
た。
Boy
まあ
Chronicles 3.
その通
Go
り
ahead
で
and
す。
make your donations appropriately.
Thank you.
これは事
We've
務
got
じゃなくて
only
スタジ
4
アム
more fights before the end of the
になっ
run.
てい
So
ます。
that time crunch is certainly on as far as the incentive goes. So
もうすで
don't
に
wait.
5
Hit
巻の
that
とこ
button.
ろ
Now is the moment. We're
攻
gonna, now
略
that
し
we've
まし
cleared
た。
out
そ
all
して
the
第
things, we're gonna go to the top
1
floor
の
where one more thief
虫
awaits
系
us.
の
His
スタ
name
ジア
is
ムに
Bartholomew.
入ること
He's trying
がで
to
きます。
not only steal art, but be very irresponsible and damage it. And
そし
Agma
て
is
2
especially
人目の
displeased at him
ト
for
レーナ
this,
ーが
and he's gonna
の
help
セリ
us
フ
bring
が
it
面
down.
白い。で、最初は虫系はいいです。なかなか彼女ができないです。虫が苦手なんでしょう。というか、僕の虫の
Can remind you what
知
you're
識
donating
の
for.
せいで怖が
Tommy serves
ら
as
れ
a preeminent
るの
resource
かも
for
しれ
people
ませ
searching
ん。
for life-changing
とに
guidance,
かく
information,
彼
and
女が
support
欲
to
しいで
navigate
す。
mental health conditions. Their website alone serves
そして倒したら
1 million unique visitors annually.
バンデード系の、トレーナーになったら女の子にモテるのか
Awesome.
そうではないかも。バンデード系。
And that's Bartholomew defeated. We don't get anything for that except the experience. Agma just says, oh, thanks, and leaves. And takes the damaged art to go repair it. But we're now free to go to the stadium and fight Skeeter, who is the insect type first stadium leader of the game
こ
out
れ
of
は、
7,
スタジアム
which
に入
we're only
る
going to see one.
ところです。
You've got 3 minutes or so to get that donation in to meet Last Resort Protocol. You don't want to miss it. Pokemon meets
今、
Final
いらした
Fantasy.
方向けに説明をすると、音だけの情報を頼りに
Get that trigger
ゲームを
finger
進めていく
ready, please. You've got very
と
little
いうゲーム
time
に
to
なってお
spare.
ります。
Skeeter's first grunt leads
ジ
off
ム
with a
というか
Senti,
スタジア
who
ム
we kill in
に
2 turns.
攻
And
略
that's
した
all he's
ら
got, so we're going to go on and fight the next
このカ
one.
テゴリー
Insect Collector Graham, hello. How are you doing? You actually
この
start
スタ
out
ジア
with
ム
a
リーダーが
Cocoon,
ス
which
キー
isn't
タ
going to
ー
do much
と呼ばれ
except
る
use Restrain, but that doesn't matter because
もの
Tidal
です
Wave is
年
magic
老い
type.
た
Or,
農家の人
magic
のよう
based,
に
not, it's,
話し
it
て
is
いかに
not
虫
special,
が
but
偉大で
equivalent
ある
of
か
such. It uses your
Oh,
magic attack
oh,
stat instead of your physical strength
katatte
stat. And
そして
that's that
倒す
done.
と
We're gonna heal up as a
グラン
caution
ド
because
スタ
Skeeter's a
ジア
bit
ム
scary.
に入る
And I'm just gonna let
に
the
入
fight more
る
or less
た
speak
め
for itself.
の
He's got a
7つの鍵
Senti,
の
but
う
he's
ち
also
の
got
一つ
a Dageedle,
である
which
テ
is
ス
a
トキ
holy
ー
bug.
を手に入
And
り
that
ま
thing's
す
a little scary, so we're gonna be a little careful. But
テスト
as you'll hear, there's cheering in this fight because we're in a
面接
stadium.
が
So I'm not gonna say too much. I'm just gonna let that play out.
Speaking of cheering,
これは
we
も
did
う
meet
そ
the
ろそろ
incentive for Last Resort Protocol.
Yes.
So $750 raised for Nami to see the
そう
final
で
battle
す
of the game. Thank
です
you
か
all.
ら
Yes.
In addition, with all of that donation, we have crossed the $25,000 mark. We are at 25,107.
All right, time is going to be when he gives me the stadium key instead of a gym badge and the piece of equipment we get because this doesn't have TMs. So instead we get equipment that you can equip on your Manamon for either a special move or a special stat boost or a special ability or something. Every piece of equipment is
スタジアムのリー
We
ダ
just defeated him.
ー
And I'm
に
going to
勝て
call,
ば
there's the key.
TM
and
じゃなく
we're
て
about to
装
get the
備
equipment,
が
and that's going to be
も
this
ら
called
え
the test key.
がもらえます
And we receive a hard shell, and that's time for the main run up to the first stadium.
GG 最初のスタ
We
ジア
have a
ム
final time of 21:35 for
終わり
you.
ました。GG。
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. That was a blast. I'm going to get a little bit of setup in. For last resort protocol, it's not going to be rushed like that. We're going to slow the TTS down. We're going to enjoy the cutscenes. We're going to
こちら
turn
か
on
らはまあ何も映像がない状況ではあるんですけど、音の情報だけで見ると確かに事務戦をクリア
I'd like to take
してるようですね。
turn sound effects back on. We're going to slow the speech down to 3. That should be a little more approachable.
これは最後に
And I think that's all I have to set up.
見せるものがありそう
In the meantime, we got your donation match. Some anonymous has correctly identified with $100. I think the puppet is Dimoitu, who
Yes!
is only around in Ontario, so I'd never seen him before. But that is the correct name. So you have $100 to match when you get the moment.
Yes, absolutely. And it will be Dimoitu who will be matching that. Dimoitu is not exclusive to Ontario. He was used in quite a few provinces. He was used to teach French to
はい、これ
Canadian youth throughout the 80s,
動
90s,
画なん
and a
か
little bit into the
で
2000s.
されて
He
る
is now
んです
very
け
rare.
ど、これは
Very few
何をやる
people have him. I
ん
was
で
very
すか
fortunate
ラ
to
スト
store him
リゾー
and
ト
other
プロトコ
Dimoitu
ル。
memorabilia. So thank you very much for that donation.
これもわかります
Dimoitu, I love you. You made this possible. Thank you. All right.
Would you like us to reset the timer for your last battle, or
Yes, one more thing to
まあ
mention.
まあで
I'm going to give a
通
very
訳
brief synopsis because you're going to get a lot of
通
spoilers
訳
in these
の
cutscenes.
方
Ogma is, spoiler
に
alert,
解
the
説
main villain of the
し
game.
ます
But he's very lovable because, see, the thing is, his daughter Andromeda, she was the Manamon master. And then as soon as she became master, she got the trophy, she got her minute of fame, and then unfortunately she passed away in a surfing accident. So Ogma went a little bonkers and he drew a fancy painting of her as a
あ、こ
princess
れ
in
今からや
a
るみ
medieval
たいですね。
fantasy
こ
world
の
which he calls Requiem. Then he
カ
created
テ
a
ゴリーで
computer
最
that
後
could
のボスを
interpret that
倒
art
すま
and
で
convert it into a virtual dimension at massive cost to the
ファ
real
イト・ザ・
world
フ
so
ァ
that
イ
he
ナル
could
ボス
go
とかみたい
visit
なね。
his daughter or his imagination of her in this fancy medieval world where she's the princess. The problem is this is causing all kinds of weird chaos in the world. So the first half of the game is essentially you're trying to get your stadium keys and all that, but we're encountering really weird stuff, sick Manamon, really powerful monsters that he created for her entertainment that escape from his Requiem dimension. We don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. And then eventually we find out that Ogma is trying to keep his daughter alive at massive cost to the real world. So we have to enter
はい
Requiem
今
and go through
そ
a
れが
massive amount of stuff.
ゲ
And
ー
finally
ムのストーリー
reach
を話してい
Caturria,
ま
who
すどう
becomes
や
the
ら
last resort protocol, who is the
このゲームが
another creature that Ogma drew.
バーチャル
that
リア
is
リティの
the
よう
guardian
なゲー
of
ムで
Requiem. If we destroy it,
オーマ
Requiem would
の
die with it.
娘
The
が
last caveat is that
もう
this is what the developer
死
considers
ん
the
でい
final
るとこ
boss.
ろ
It's not actually the final
で
boss. We only have 4 stadium keys at this point. This is
もう
around the
それ
30-hour mark of the
でき
game
る
casually. You've
こ
got
とが
6 to
限
8
ら
hours
れ
left
てい
after
る
this.
から
But after this, we would have to get the
Virtual
final 3
reality
stadium
の
keys and then do
ゲーム
essentially
を
a
作
victory
ってい
road and an
て
Elite Four and a champion.
その
But that would be the boring final boss. This is
オグマ
the
の
exciting final boss. It's like a
娘
Final Fantasy final
が
boss.
楽しむよ
There's 3 phases,
になる
followed
世
by an
界で
escape
す
sequence, followed by another phase. You're not going to regret donating for this. It's pretty cool. And without further ado, we're going to load this save file. We're going to take a few steps forward. We're in a place called the Heart of Requiem, and we're going to enjoy this cutscene.
始まります。この Last Resort Protocol。
はい、トラックです。
その女の子がもう死んだと。長いカットシーンですね。この世界の真実のすべてのカットシーンらしい。
What makes you think Caturria will obey you? I asked. It saved me before. Its allegiance is hardly to you. We are in my world now, Caturria. Agma sneered. Caturria will bend to the will of its creator in its home world where I am all powerful. Do you remember me, Caturria? I whispered timidly.
もうなんか大きなサイレン音が。
It looked at me with disgust. It's over for you, Caturria. Agma purred softly. You came so close to stopping me, but now you died.
鳴き声なんですかね。サイレンに聞こえないんですけど。
Okay, so I have three Manamon available to me. One is Giganatan, who is standard and fighting type. Another is Vishtha, who is holy type. And another is Symphonid, who is sound and insect, who is going to be basically the MVP of this fight.
Go, Symphonid, Giganatan and Vishta.
マナモン、3匹
The
が
boss
い
is going to
て
go、first.
Used Omega Sandstorm.
1名が一般
Omega
と
Sandstorm,
格
the move I
闘、
didn't want to see him use, unfortunately.
2匹が
And he
ホー
gets
リ
off an
ー
accuracy mod against
そ
MVP
して、
Symphonid, which is
3
also
匹が
really bad. So we're going to start the fight
音と
by
植
using a
物
power
系、
potion against or
そ
on
の
Giganatan,
なるほど。
basically an
3
X
匹目
attack.
が大
Next turn
活
goes to
躍。
Vishtha. He's going to use a charm potion on his companion Symphonid to get a +2 magic attack bonus. And Symphonid is going to use a move called Attack Concerto, and this is what that's going to sound like.
Symphonid used attack concerto.
それがアタック
And
コン
that's
シェ
almost
ル
half the health
ト
of
と
the
いう
first
攻
phase
撃
of
で
the
す。
Continues on the battlefield. Damage.
大活躍の技らしい。
fight. Water Apocalypse. That shouldn't do major damage to anybody.
Foe Hyper Atherillion does dealt 35 damage to Symphonid.
ア
Foe
ポ
Hyper
リ
Atherillion
ス
does dealt 34 damage to
Okay.
Foe Hyper
の
Atherillion does dealt 34 damage
攻撃された
It's Gigantan's turn. He's going to use Fury Power, which is basically
水
close
終
combat.
末。
He's also
水の
souped
終
up, so
末。
he's going to do a lot of damage.
Gigantan does dealt 154 damage to Foe Hyper Atherillion.
Basically the same thing as Attack Concerto. Vishtha can't do much, except he's going to use a Medical Miracle, basically a full restore, on Gigantan, who took a lot of damage from the Sandstorm.
Gigantan swallows the medical miracle, healing 137 health and curing all ailments.
And Symphonid is going to finish Phase 1 with another Attack Concerto.
Symphonid does dealt 73 damage to Foe Hyper Atherillion.
またアタックコンシェルト、第一形態
And that means we're going on to Phase
を進み
2.
ます。第二形態です。これ。
The sandstorm continues on the battlefield. Damage. 14 damage. Damage. Foe Hyper Atherillion used Flame Apocalypse.
Flame Apocalypse, that's going to hurt Symphonid, unfortunately, a lot.
フレームアポカリプスという攻撃された炎の
Atherillion does dealt 86 damage to
Oh, that killed him.
オパカ
That's
アポカリプス。
very bad. I'm going to have to use a full revive.
Gigantan has 182 out of 200. Status. Medical miracle.
一匹が倒れたらしい。
Cancel. Symphonid.
That is really unfortunate
返さなけ
that
れば
that he was a
そ
little
れ
weaker
が
than I
な
thought he
か
was.
ったです。
You probably should. You can use a charm potion on him because nothing's gonna kill Vishta, I don't think.
The sandstorm continues on the battlefield. Damage.
This is a move called Chaos Chamber. It doesn't do much damage, but it's gonna put nasty statuses on everybody.
そして、
Frozen, that's the
攻
worst
撃され
possible
た
one. Paralyzed, that's tolerable.
技が、ダメー
Distort,
ジ
that's tolerable. Giganitan can Fury
が
Power
な
this.
くて、スタタス
Thankfully,
以上
Vishta is not going to do much
攻撃
damage,
です。
so he's the best one to be frozen if someone has to. Instead of healing him, no, we are going to heal him, actually. Let me just have a look at my stats here. Yes, he is going to need to be healed with a medical miracle. Or he will die next turn, almost certainly.
どのマモンが、体力が小さいを確認して、そのマモン
Symphonid can get another
回復し
attack
ます。
concerto in for some pretty serious damage.
チェルトを使ってダメージを与えて、
Another Omega Sandstorm. We should be okay. It crits Giganitan.
攻撃
Worst possible RNG at the worst
を受
possible
けた
time,
は
ladies and gentlemen.
サンストーム、砂、嵐。
Okay.
そしてその嵐が、単
You need to be revived because we can't afford to have him dead.
続いているらしい。
Okay.
ちょっとず
Attack
つ
concerto.
ダメージ
Oh,
を与え
this
ま
might
す。
do enough to finish phase 2. This should have happened in 2 turns, 2 rounds. RNG said no thank you. So,
Suffered 25 damage from its scorched body. Bow Hyper at Aurelian's defense and magic defense were increased by 1 stage. The sandstorm continues on the battlefield.
普通に2つ目のタックルコンシェルト
the sandstorm is finally gone.
を使って第2形態
Another
が
chaos
倒し
chamber.
たは
But
ず
we've almost beaten phase 2.
おう。
ですけど、まだ、
Vishta is frozen again. That's pretty inconsequential.
運が
Very
悪
good
かっ
Fury
たそ
Power.
う
It's not going to do very much damage because Giganitan lost his power potion due to dying and being revived, but it's enough. Cutscene followed by phase 3, and phase 3 is the real hard fight here.
第2形態が終わってカットシーンがあって第3形態に移ります。
あ、第3まであるんですね。
What did you call me? Agma asked, choking slightly. Agma, she said deliberately. You are not my father. You can't be. I am. He said, his face contorted with agony. Then stop. She said, I can't. He shouted. Sure, you hate me now, but I can make you love me again. If you die, then you'll die hating me and I will never be able to live with myself. His voice descended to a venomous whisper. Sweetheart, I just need to finish that meddling fool off. Then the ridiculous notions he's put in your head will all go away. You won't listen. She said, dissolving into tears herself. No, sweetie, you won't listen. He said gently, a kind father softly admonishing bad behavior.
このカットシーンでは、オグマの娘が、オグマに、こんなことはもうやめよう。俺のためだとわかるのに、これはもうやめよう。このバーチャルリアリティの世界が、本物の世
Okay,
界
here we
が
go.
崩れているから、
Agma said sadly, but you'll understand soon enough. I'll show you what it has
第
to
3
say.
形態に移りました。
おお。でもこれ実際映像が見えてるとすごく盛り上がりそうな感じの
At Aurelian does morph one final time.
音が。
Agma calls the last resort protocol.
Okay, here we go.
Giganitan and Vishta.
こ 映像がなくても盛り上げよう。
Contain Quake. That's gonna hurt one really badly, but
ゲーム画面が見えないのは事故ではございません。こういうゲームなんです。
alright.
音を聞いて、読み上げを聞いて、状況を把握して、
If we try to hit the boss, the shield will eat the damage instead. If we hit the shield, it will prime the boss to allow one attack of the same type through to the boss through the shield. So we're going to use the first turn is Giganatan.
このボスが、属性
Next turn,
の
we give
シールド
the
があって、
Charmed Potion to Vishtha. Then Symphonid is going to use a weak move called Combat Sonata on the shield to prime it.
攻撃の同じ属性、2発目、同じ属性の2発目、そしてその以上の、属性、関数し
Now the boss is primed to accept damage
い
from
わゆる
a
一つ
from
属性一
a
つ
sound
目
type
が
attack.
完全にブ
We're
ロ
going to
ック
use
されます。
Power Punch, which is fighting on the boss, which is not going to hurt him, but it's going to hurt the shield, who will take the damage instead. Vishtha is going to use that Charmed Potion on his friend Symphonid. And Symphonid's going to go for Attack Concerto through the shield and do massive damage to the Last Resort boss.
コンチェルトで
159 damage to foe last resort protocol.
Die
Attack
damage.
attack and magic defense will decrease by 1 stage. Foe last resort protocol use final dragon. Foe last resort
All right,
protocol has dealt 45
so we're no
damage to
longer
Ganetan. Foe
primed,
last
but
resort
that's
protocol
okay. We're going to
has
destroy the
decreased by 2
shield as
stages.
fast as we can.
Foe last resort protocol's negative stat changes have been restored due to its rearm ability. Ganetan has 120 speed.
With another Power Punch to the shield.
あ、どうやら、
damage to foe last resort protocol.
シールドが、
Vishta is going to use Righteous Rend, which is a holy type move on the
攻
shield.
撃、1攻撃おきに、
Damage to foe last resort.
And
Symphonid has 120
Symphonid is going to use
Block,
Plague
silence.
instead of
あら
Attack Concerto, because Attack Concerto
Just,
also lowers his magic attack
パワ
and
ーパン
defense.
チ
So we
と
don't
いう
want to use it
技
when we
で
don't
そ
need
の
to.
シールドを壊してます。
Foe last resort protocol has dealt 68 damage to Ganetan. Foe last resort protocol's magic attack was decreased by 2 stages.
Okay, one more round of these 3 attacks should take care of the
Fighting physical effect point 60.
boss here, the shield here. It's gone.
もう一回シールドを壊して、
Giganatan might die here, but I'm gonna risk that. We're gonna hit the
Oh,
boss now. The
chutto,
shield is
chutto.
gone with Righteous Rend and then Attack Concerto. If I don't kill this really fast, he's gonna put a time bomb on the field, which will blow up and kill everybody if we don't destroy it. And while we're working on destroying it, he does regen every round. So we don't want to let that happen. We're gonna go Attack Concerto and eliminate him before he has the chance to pull that stunt.
済まなかったら、
We're gonna have one more opportunity for all 3 of us. He's already got that regen going.
に入ります。
This, I think, is gonna kill Vishtha.
Magic damage.
It does not kill.
これで逆したいですけ
Which
ど、
one took that was
倒さ
almost
れま
dead,
せんでした。
actually.
Last resort protocol's negative stat changes have been
It doesn't
restored
matter.
due to
We're gonna
its rearm
finish. He's not gonna get another attack.
なか
Oh,
な
it was
か、な
Giganatan.
かなか第三形態
He's
が
not gonna get another chance. We're gonna go for Fury Power now.
ですね。
Ganetan has dealt 144 damage to foe last resort protocol. Ganetan's defense and magic defense will decrease by 1 stage.
Vishtha is gonna go for Righteous Rend.
Vishta has dealt 90 damage to foe last resort protocol. Last resort protocol has been defeated. Victory. Symphonid gained 39.
And we beat the hard phase. Phase 3. That's the Last Resort Protocol dead, but there's a little more. We're gonna skip a bazillion level up
第三形
messages.
態。
Then we're gonna do an escape sequence, which is basically a bunch of theater. There's a bunch of noise of Requiem collapsing, and we
そし
just
て
have
最
to
後
run through it.
に、
There are encounters, but we've mitigated them by putting an encounter down on in advance, which you can do.
逃げ
It
る
takes the menu
の
away
カ
from
ッ
you,
トシーン
but if you do
が
it in advance,
カット
it
シー
still
ンとい
counts.
う
Here's a
か
cutscene.
Agma shook uncontrollably. Do you know what you've done? He's leaped in the general direction of Andromeda. I still have a
カ
chance
ッ
of
トシ
saving
ー
you.
ンかな
None whatsoever. You are going to die. He killed you.
とシーンがあって、で、
Andromeda.
ここから逃げるとというカットシーン。そしてその
This is just walking fast, so this is a good time for messages for about a minute or two.
これ本当に操作
All right.
してここ
I'll
から
start with
出
the
ていま
Burning
す。
Hunter at 160. As it said, this should get us to the Last Resort Protocol incentive. Awesome run and keep up the great work, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Estelle Lumieres at 25 says, "Hi, I'm glad RPG Limit Break is back. I missed it so much, and someday I'll make it there in person again. I struggle with my own mental
避難
health,
し
and
てる
Nami
と
has
いうこ
helped
と
me
で
out
す。
a
あ
lot.
と EST が伸びましたね。
The run's going, keep going
So-
fast. We have Anon with $100. We have Rujasu 55 with $25. Loving this run and commentary from caturria. Thanks for introducing us to this game.
Thank you.
We have Kurt Mack with $25. We have an anonymous $20 donation. And Ike here puts up $50. All of those with no comment. Thank you all for your generous donations.
Thank you. So we are running through self-destructing Requiem. We're almost to the end of it. You're going to hear now this is rubble. We're going straight right. And we're going to exit Requiem, or attempt to, only to fight Agma himself. Now, this fight is
その
kind of
世
like the
界
idea
この
of
世界、レ
Thank
クイエ
you,
ムという
Yevon
世
from
界
Final
か
Fantasy
ら
X. You
逃
can't
げ
die
を
because you have
通す
auto
る
life, but he's ridiculously
と
powerful, so we just want to try to kill him
Ogma
as fast as we
自身
can.
が
Here's the end point. I'm going to press enter. We're going to watch one more
止めようとす
cutscene.
る
And then Agma himself has finally had enough. He's going absolutely bananas.
けど
And here we go.
You're free caturria. Go, quick. Andromeda shouts, no. Andromeda, you are going to die in less than 10 minutes. I
止めよう
might
とするん
I
だけ
have
ど
nothing to live for. Agma's free. So we both die here together. We will both be dead in less than 10 minutes.
なん
There is no way
か
I'm going to
そ
let him
の
live. Caturria couldn't kill you, but I have a feeling I can caturria. Then you will
説
kill me.
得
Andromeda said fiercely, you are acting like
何
a
か
fool.
して多分説得して、この世界を
Bring her back. I am not her.
出
You
ま
will die
す
anyway. He said, rationalizing his next move to himself. So, well, I guess if that's what it takes to enact my revenge, then that's just
この
going
世
to
界から脱出します。
Are you ready, Caturria? That is what will make the masterpiece that is you finally complete. That is the beautiful ending, the call to mystery and fulfillment.
もう1分延長です。おっと、また増えた。19分。
With the very physics of the world warping as it collapses, Agma prepares to make you suffer for your interference. Go, Symphony and Giganathan. Andromeda sent out of Ishtar.
We now have Andromeda on our side.
Full Chaos Agma used Chaos Blast. Critical. Full Chaos Agma has dealt 166 damage to partner Vishta. Partner Vishta has been defeated. Andromeda sent out
本当に、オルマと戦っていますが、
She sends out Arrow
さ
R,
っ
which is
き、
standard and electric.
倒したごく強いボスが仲間になりました。
Okay.
おー。
Vishta, cancel. Symphony. Symphony's magic attack was increased by 2 stages. So choose attack concerto. Symphony has dealt 222 damage to Full Chaos Agma. Symphony's magic attack and magic defense was increased by 1 stage. Full Chaos Agma used Chaos Swipe. Full Chaos Agma has dealt 86 damage to Symphony. Full Chaos Agma has dealt 148 damage to Giganathan. Full Chaos Agma has dealt 138 damage to
Okay.
Partner War.
Chaos Swipe leaves everybody at 1 health.
Power potion.
So we're going to get one more
受けた攻撃
attack
が、
concerto in before Symphony
ペア
dies.
スワイプという、マナモン全部が 1HP になる、攻撃です。
Symphony has dealt 177 damage to Full Chaos Agma. Symphony's magic attack and magic defense was decreased by 1 stage. Partner War used Lightning Bolt. The attack missed. Full Chaos Agma used Chaos Drench. Full Chaos Agma has dealt 66 damage to Partner War. Partner War has been defeated. Andromeda sent out a Blade Moderator.
そしてまた攻撃受けて多分1匹倒れました。
Symphony. Go, Vishta. Full Chaos Agma has dealt 65 damage to Giganathan. Giganathan has been defeated. Andromeda, you aren't looking so good, Caturria. Let me help you out.
So there's that auto life courtesy of Andromeda.
What do you want to do with
Basically, it would be
その
impossible to
仲間
win
に
this fight
なっ
without
た
it.
エン
But
エンドラ
it's
マ
also
ダ、そ
impossible
の
to lose the fight
以
because
前の強いボスが、
Foe Chaos Agma dealt 40 damage to partner Blade Moderator. Foe Chaos Agma regained 20 health. Foe Chaos
仲
Agma
間
dealt 29 damage to
の
Face Off. Foe Chaos
マナモ
Agma
ン
regained 14
を
health.
復
Foe
活
Chaos Agma has dealt 27 damage to Symphonist.
しま
Foe
す。
Chaos Agma regained 13 health. Select choose a righteous rend. Holy light. Righteous.
you go for Righteous Rend.
Wishnaw has dealt 78
Symphonid
damage
is
to Foe
back
Chaos Agma.
alive, so he's going to go for
Select choose
Attack
a
Concerto with no stat buffs, but it's still going to do healthy damage.
122 damage to Foe Chaos Agma. Symphonist max
Not the
attack and defense increased by one
250
stage.
plus that we were getting before, but
Foe Chaos
this guy's
Eh.
almost dead anyway.
22分に延長されております。
Another Chaos Swipe. That move just
やはり
Chaos Agma has dealt 1
苦
hits
戦をするんで
everybody
しょうね。
Foe
and
Chaos
leaves
Agma
them
has
at
dealt
1
155
HP.
damage to partner Blade Moderator. Foe Chaos Agma has
We
dealt
might have time to
Chaos
finish
Swipe.
before we go through another round of everybody dying and
HP.
getting auto life.
Righteous Rend. Holy.
全員
Maybe
HP
if
に
math and RNG are nice
なり
to
ま
us.
す。
Select choose.
同
Symphonid has dealt 110 damage.
じ形で繰り返す、その
Moderator used Pedal Storm.
そのパターンが繰り返すらしい。
Partner Blade Moderator has dealt 33
Well,
damage.
thank you, Andromeda. You did something useful in the final moment of your fictitious life, your fictitious second life.
だようです
We're going to skip some more level up messages, and then we'll have another cut
レベルアップ
where
の
this whole thing comes to a conclusion.
の音が聞こえます。
But he said I won't be for long. Perhaps I can take that. But the darkness.
Remember the
darkness
prologue?
that surrounds me, the darkness in his heart. I feel it, consuming him, and consuming me. This world of darkness, of evil. Why am I a part of it? Andromeda? I whispered, terrified. There was nothing. Darkness. I and Andromeda were the only real things. Everything else was emptiness. Do you hear me? Agma's voice echoed throughout the nothingness. Andromeda continued to crouch in terror. Can you hear me?
Yami
The voice
ga-
questioned anxiously. I hear you. Andromeda replied. Did you
あ
believe
え
her?
全
And her
部
mind gone? I asked myself.
え
She seemed to have no recollection of anything. I don't want to
囲
leave.
まれてい
Andromeda
る。
sobbed. Her voice was becoming high-pitched and panicky. Get me out of here. No, I can't. You are not outside of this. You are only inside. What do you mean? Andromeda cried.
Not
Please,
sure.
please, just wait. Agma's voice from long ago responded. I understood what was happening. The world was unwinding. Andromeda was the first thing Agma created, so she would, of course, be the last thing to be destroyed. You'll love it. Agma pleaded. I'm only doing what you told me to. I told you to? Andromeda said through a hiccup. She paused. I'm sure whatever I said, I didn't mean this. I'm scared. No, no, I've worked too hard. I've made too much progress to let you go. Agma's panicked voice echoed. Agma's tone shifted to one of pleading, begging. Just wait. It will be perfect. Kingdoms, castles, servants, everything you want. It will be a heaven for you. She continued to cry and did not argue. You won't listen to me. Your mind is made up. Andromeda whispered. You will love it here. Agma whispered. I promise. And then, just like that, she was gone. Andromeda was once again consigned to oblivion. I couldn't breathe. I tried to inhale, but there was no oxygen. Emptiness itself was seeming to collapse onto me. The air I still had in my lungs being forced out by a powerful force. This is how
世界
the man being
が
sucked into a black hole would feel.
終わってしまったらしい。その virtual reality の世界。
I fell to the ground, gasping the newly available oxygen. I was back in the Requiem gallery, and two shadows were looming above me. He's alive. Rina's relieved voice said. One of the shadows did indeed belong to Rina. The other belonged to, yes, you guessed correctly. Eshkin looked somewhat relieved, but not to the extent Rina did. I was worrying about you, so with Dad's help, we decided to infiltrate Agma's secret headquarters. Well, honestly, there
あ、
was
これはですね、もともとのカテゴリーのやつが UST25 分なんですけれども、これはもう終わりまして、まあ、ウィット号の方のラストリゾートプロトコルっていうのをやってます。
Looks like we maybe did it just in time. It was going to delete me. I said, still breathless. Delete you? She asked. I realized in that moment I had a lot of explaining to do. Guest room.
And we're moved back to a friend's house. That is the conclusion of LRP. But if I may have 5 more minutes, I did want to show off one of the most important pieces of side content in the game, and that is the Rhythm Heaven-like mini-game.
お馬の娘と無事に脱出できまし
Okay.
た。
Okay, not a problem.
よかった。
That is
とりあえ
the
ずさ
conclusion of Last Resort Protocol. I hope you've enjoyed that. As far as shoutouts, of course,
解説は
Aaron
本当に
Baker
大変
of
でした。
VGStorm.com. He is the developer of this game. Go play the game. It's shareware. You can play up to the
いやもう
third
この方も
stadium,
ここ
which is like
来るまで
12
すごく
plus
大変だっ
hours
た
of
でしょう
content
ね。
without
そう
無事
a
完走できてよかっ
If you
た
want
で
to
す
go
ね。
further, it is $40 for the complete game. It's well worth it. But most importantly, I'd like to leave you with this message. If you're a game developer, or if you work at a game studio, if you have any influence at all, please convince the powers that be at your organization that including blind people in the games via accessibility is a worthwhile endeavor. We're here, there's a market, it's not huge, but it's there. We're hungry for games. We'll pay for them. We will love your games. We will appreciate your games. Exclusion due to accessibility issues among people with disabilities is a leading cause of mental illness. And something like Manamon, while it is great, it is still socially isolating because it's not something that you can use to really bond with your sighted peers. Simply because it's not a game that people know. We've always wanted mainstream games. We've fought for them. A few developers are now taking up the challenge. Nobody wants to be the first, but a few people are starting. So take that plunge. Jump a little bit into the unknown. Let's turn scaredy cats into copycats, and let's make the world a better place. And my final shout out is to Dumatu. I know you didn't say anything, but I love you. Mwah. Thank you so much.
素晴らしかったですね。
For having me.
はい。
I so was excited for this run in 2020, but of course the world had very different plans. I'm so grateful to be here showing
はい、
this
とい
off.
うことですね。はい、ここまでの
audiogames.net
タイト
is
ルですけ
where
れども、マナモン
blind
2、
gamers hang out.
ジエターナルレクイエ
If you have
ム
questions about how to make your product
音の情報
accessible
だけで
for the
クリアを目
blind,
指す、そんなゲームでし
there
た。
are a lot of great
ビッ
people
トでは
there.
まあ結構苦戦を強いられましたが、なんとか
Don't
無事
be
完
shy.
走
We
と
don't bite. Ask
いうこと
questions.
でした。
Learn things.
はい、
Make
解
the
説は
world
ピ
a
ンクパジャマさん
wonderful place.
お越し
The
い
ball's
ただ
in
き
your
ました。
court.
ありがとうございました。助かりました。
ありがとうございました。
はい。最後に何か告知とか宣伝したいこととありますでしょうか。
いや、大丈夫です。俺は大丈夫です。
はい、わかりました。ありがとうございました。はい。それでは次のゲームの準備いたしますのでしばらくお待ちください。はい、司会の方も私ミデ君はここで一旦終了となりまして交代になります。はい。それでは失礼いたします。
Have a good marathon. Stay tuned. Support Nami. Here's our ad break.